We're back. We're back. Friends, I'm just learning. But we're back. This is part 2 of making royal icing transfers for the Christmasville class. So hopefully, listen, this is what happens when you're learning, right? We're all learning. There's always going to be a steep learning curve. Do you want to know what happened? In case you are streaming and you need to know what the issue is. Basically, my computer was not plugged in. So just kind of like your phone, if your phone isn't plugged in and you're on TikTok live or what have you, it, doesn't like it. So that's what happened. So I'm back. So let me know. I'm going to check comments again. Let me find my comments. There we go. But we're back. So hopefully you guys are back too. Yay, I'm back. So hopefully this looks good. You can see it again. And there is a glare on the screen, and that's because I'm using a food grade bag to make my transfers. So I could do it on just paper for you to see it more easily, but I'm actually using these for class. So I do need to be prepped. But luckily for us, the green has already dried. So like I was saying before, if you want to add sugar to this to make those steps kind of shine with the snow, you're going to wait for that green to really be dry, not just crusted over. So for today, we're not going to be adding the snow. We're just going to be, well, we're going to add snow, but we're not going to add the actual crystals to make it look snowy or icy. We are just going to make regular white for the snow. So we're going to let the 2 green parts crust over before we add the white so that it looks like 2 separate pieces. But we can go ahead and do the door. So let's outline the door in red. Hello, hello. The audio is better. Yay. And we're back on Facebook. And we're back on, oh, Marissa. Well, I'm glad you're here now. I will post both of these videos in our private Facebook group for the Christmasville class. So don't worry. I'm just streaming it on YouTube and my regular Facebook page and our Facebook group today because I'm practicing. So let's go ahead and outline the door in red, and then we will flood it with yellow. So I'm going to outline it in red, and I'm just kind of squeezing a lot of pressure just to get that line thicker, like that. And then I'm going to take my scribe tool and kind of wiggle, jiggle, jiggle, just to make it settle a little bit more easily. And don't do that. In part 1 of this live, I did model how to get the icing consistency correct. So this is part 2. So if you did not see part 1, go back to it. Welcome, welcome. So I'm going to actually flood the yellow now so that the outline of the door and the yellow kind of meld together. If you wanted the yellow to look like a separate piece, you would want to wait. Totally up to you on how you do your door. But I wanted that red outline to kind of meld in with my yellow. So I'm doing it while the red is still wet. You do not have to. If I added the doorknob now, it would sink into the yellow, but I want my doorknob to kind of be set forward. So I'm not going to add the doorknob until the yellow has crusted over. I still can't do the white because if I did the snow right now, it would be touching the yellow, it would be touching the green, and both of those have not crusted over. So we're going to wait. Hello, hello, YouTube. Nice to see you. So we've done a window, we've done a toy. We can go back up and finish our cute little teddy bear, at least do the next steps. So let's go and do this cute little guy. I'm going to go ahead and do the ear, and I'm going to just outline it in the darker brown and then flood it with the lighter tan color. So I'm going to just give him a little bit of a outline there, and then I'm going to take my lighter tan color, and I'm going to fill that. So now we have a cute little teddy bear ear. And I'm just going to kind of go back in and make sure I like the shape of it. I'm going to actually turn it around like so and really use my tool to shape it. Don't be scared to get in there and push your icing where you want it to be. Cute. Now I am going to wait on that white part because I just added this brown part. And if I do the white right now, it's going to touch the brown and it's going to look like the ear and the white part of the hat are kind of connected. So we don't want to do that. But I can add the ball to the end of the hat. And I did kind of over exaggerate that ball a little bit. I made sure I also connected it to the red. And that's because it's got to be connected to the red or it's just going to break off as a royal icing transfer. So I just kind of over exaggerated it a little bit and made sure it came way up into the red, almost like it's going to help glue it together. And then the last thing we'll have to do is come back and do the little fluffy part of the hat. But we can do the little muzzle now, and that's because the darker brown has already crusted over. So we can go ahead and add the little muzzle part. So I'm just going to turn it just so I can see more easily. And I'm going to add a little muzzle at the bottom, just kind of making an oval shape. Wiggle, jiggle, jiggle with my end of my bag to get it to settle. And then I'm going to come in and kind of finish off the shape with my scribe tool. Stinking cute. Now, if I added the nose right now, the nose would sink into the tan part. I don't want that. I want the nose to kind of stand out. So we're going to not do the nose yet. I could do the eyeballs though. And for the eyeballs, I'm literally just going to do 2 little dots. I'm not going to draw a circle and fill it in. I'm going to just touch down lightly with pressure, release pressure, and then lift up to get 2 little eyeballs. Try to get them the same size. It helps. Hi, Lisa. Thank you, Marissa. The background is a green screen with a little bakery design. Isn't it cute? I thought you'd like it. I'm trying to see. Okay, good. Now I can see it on. I'm on YouTube and I'm just checking for comments. Yay. Okay, look how cute that little bear is. We're going to add the little brim of this hat. It's going to be absolutely precious. All right, let's go down to the door that we need for the toy store. And I'm going to just gently touch it. Remember, with your ring finger, it has crusted over, so we can go ahead and add our snow now. So I'm going to add our snow here to the step. And I'm going to leave it kind of bunchy because it's snow, right? It does not have to be like perfectly smooth. So I'm going to leave that kind of rustic looking and bumpy, kind of like snow would be. I need to make 2 more little columns for for either side of this door on this cookie. So I'm going to do that. And a couple of ways you could do it. You could flood the whole thing in white and then come back in and add our red on top, which I think is probably easier. I'm going to show you how to do that one because I think that's the easiest way. Or you could do each section. You could do the red section, come back and do the white section, then do the red section, do the white section. But I think that's a little bit more challenging. So I'm going to show you how I would do it with just the white and then adding your stripes. And do I have a tiny hole? Yes, I do. So in the black, can you see how tiny that hole is? It's a teeny tiny little hole. Yep. So cut a really small hole. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do the 2 over here. Hopefully you guys can see those. I'm going to do these 2 columns. I'm going to stay remember, within that outline first. And I think what I'm going to do is just flood the entire thing in white. I'm going to take my scribe tool, get it to settle, because remember, this is a little bit thicker than our normal outline and flood because we want royal icing transfers to really hold their shape. We do not want them to spread and get bigger than what we want. And a thicker icing is going to make a more stable transfer too. So here's a couple of options. You can go in And you could just do stripes like this. This might be the easiest thing to do, and I think it's going to look stinking cute, even if you don't follow exactly the model from the picture. This would be the easiest way to make little stripes on your column. So I'm going to start this way, and then I'll show you another way. So I think this is adorable too. You do not have to follow exact my model. You do what works for you. This would probably be the easiest way to make the column, and it still looks cute. If you want to follow exactly like I did here, let's try it again. I know it is so hard. Small designs are a challenge, right? It's almost like mini cookies should cost less, but guess what? I think they're more work. People think minis should cost less, but they're actually sometimes can be more work because it is hard. And make sure your tip is clean. Mine was not clean right there, so it's a little red. I'm going to spread, again, just using my scribe tool, just kind of spreading it out. And then I'm going to go back in now with my red, and I'm going to fill in those spots. So I'm going to follow this guy, and I'm going to see that this one should have red here. And I'm just basically going over top of the white. And then the red is going to be here. Again, going over top of the white. I'm not waiting for the white to crust over. I'm actually doing it while the white is wet so that I can come back and kind of meld it all together. So this would be that wet on wet where you want it to kind of all look like one piece. So now that the white and the red are wet, I'm just jiggle, jiggle, jiggle to get it to look like I did it all at the same time, not separate pieces. And you can make that work for you. So which way do you think you're going to try? Do you think you're going to do it little stripes or wide stripes? I would say little stripes would be the easiest way. If you're just starting, you could try that, but you can also do that one. Go for it. I'm going to make one more of each because I don't know which one I want to use in class. So I'm going to do both. So let's try this again. There is our white. Which one are you going to do for class? No right or wrong. You do what works. All right, let's add our red. I'm literally just kind of following along the other one that I made and kind of making it similar. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a cookie. Then I'm going to take my scribe tool and just wiggle jiggle. You can also go back in and fix things. Like I don't like the way that little line looks, so I'm going to take my white and go back over top. It can really fix it. Do have to work relatively quickly, just like when we're decorating cookies. The icing is going to start to crust over, relatively quickly. So you have like a minute, maybe a minute to kind of work on those. Those look pretty darn good. Last one I'm going to do is another one of these, just in case I decide I want that one for my cookie for class. So I'm going to make another one like that. Now, before I hop off of the live, is there any other questions about rail icing transfers for class or just rail icing transfers in general? Does anybody have a question that they want answered during the live? we will go up and finish the little teddy bear. So we have that one. Let's do it. Anybody have a question for me? Let me know. All right, let's push those down. Anybody have a question? I do not see any questions. So if I'm missing one, if you're in the Facebook group, just ask in the group and I will make sure I answer it. If you're in the private Facebook group for class, make sure you ask it and I'll make sure I answer it for you there. All right, let's add our doorknob. I think I'm going to do a little red doorknob. So just a glob, shake, 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 lift up, and then take your little scribe tool if you need to and kind of pull that little tip out. Now let's go finish our cute little teddy bear. We're almost done. Now that that tan part has crusted over enough, we can go ahead and add a nose. And I'm just doing a little bit of an oval. And then we can also go ahead and pipe that front of his hat. Here we go. Again, I like to over exaggerate because I want to make sure that the white icing is touching the red icing and the brown icing. We do not want his little hat to pop off of his head. We want it to stay on as a transfer. Look how cute that teddy bear is. I may have to use that one in class. That's really adorable. All right, anybody have any questions before we go? I think I've explained enough. You can do any of them that you want. Remember, for the drum, I'm going to add the drum strip. The drum sticks to the drum after it's been placed on the cookie. So we don't need to finish that guy today. We've done our columns. We've done a door. We've done a window. And we've done our ornaments. On this sheet, you're going to also want to pick some things that you want for your other cookies. So for instance, this cookie has this type of door. So I put some down here for you to choose from. The candy store has doors like this shape. So I put some there for you to choose from. And the tree has the little ornaments and the yellow star. So you will need to do a star and ornaments, pick something for your candy store. I also, when I did candy, I added, for instance, a little piece of candy that I could put right on my candy sign like that. You might want to do that, or pick a piece of candy to put either on the sign or on the store somewhere. And then that's it. Oh, this is if you wanted to do a wreath. So for the wreath, let me show you what I did. All I did was I took my green and I just kind of went like this and made it look like a kind of a generic or a organic looking wreath. I didn't follow that perfectly. And then you can add sprinkles to it. Let me go grab some sprinkles. We're right over here. I did not bring those. I like the little nonpareils for this. That works really well. Oh, goodness gracious, Karen. Goodness gracious. And then you can just take your nonpareils. I'm going to thicken up the wreath at the top a little bit. And then just take your nonpareils and put them right on. Just like this. And then you've got a cute little candy wreath that you can put on one of your doors if you so choose. So there you go. Hopefully that helped everybody getting ready for class. You know what you need to do now. Class is not until December 10th, so you have some time. If you have any questions, post them in the private Facebook group, or of course, if you aren't on there, you can reach out to me at Custom Cookies by Karen. Would you be able to demonstrate the red and white peppermint candy? Oh, I certainly can. It says Facebook user. Let me know who you are, and I can help you. I can absolutely do the little peppermint candy. That's a bit of a challenging one. For this guy, this one's super easy. For that one, all I did was a mound of icing, like we did the ornament, and then I just did a swirl on top. So that one is super easy, not hard at all. For this little guy, like this, like that, kind of like what I did for the candy cane, I'm gonna fill it with white and then go back in and add the red on top. I just find like that's an easier way to do than trying to make it all fit with two different things. So let's go ahead and show you that. I'm going to take my white and I'm just going to fill. I'm not going to overfill though. Excuse me, because remember, we're going back in with red. So we do not need to overfill. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red icing and I'm going to start in the middle and I'm going to fan it out and I'm going to make 4 of those. So I did a little, like a little triangle shape, but it's rounded. There's 1. Did the same thing here. 2. And I'm kind of pushing it in, wiggle, jiggle as I go. Turn around. 3. And kind of, again, you're wiggling. And it's kind of going in a circular motion. And then I'm turning it again. Turn for the last part. Like that. And then once you have your red in there, you can go back in with your scribe tool and you can kind of pull it in where you want. Maybe you want the white to be more pointy in the center. Maybe you didn't get quite to the edge. So take your scribe tool and kind of move the pieces or the icing. See how that got there? That was a little bit of red. So I'm going to go back in with my white and fill that in, so that I can make it look the way I want it to look. Like that. Hopefully that helps you kind of see what I did. I'm going to do this one just so you can kind of see. This one's super duper easy. For this one, I'm just going to, let's take that off. I'm going to do a yellow mound like I did the ornament. I'm just kind of going round and round and round and round and round like that. And then I'm going to take my scribe tool and kind of push it to the edge. And then I just took another color and I just did a swirly. That's it, just a swirly. You're welcome. Did that help you? And I just went like this. And I just went around and around and stopped in the center and lifted up. So just like that. For this little guy, I would do the same thing. I would probably do the center part first with white, like this. Then I would add my little red stripes then, like so. Hopefully this is helping. Let me know if this is helping. Does this help? Or were you like, Karen, I knew how to do that. There's 1, 2, 3 stripes. And then I would let this crust over until it's not sticky anymore. And then I would do the same thing on those little ends. So again, I want it to look like the wrapping, the end of the wrapper is separate from the middle of the wrapper. If I did it all right now, it would look like one long piece. So we don't want to do that. Yay, Melody. I'm so glad. Well, I think it's going to be so much fun. I'm super excited for it. Anyway, that is all I have. I hope that helped you. Again, write into the Facebook group if you have any questions, comments you want to put in there, and I will be certain to answer them for you. All right, cookie friends, thanks for being here. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. See you later.